Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another beer review of some more Treehouse goodness. Treehouse just had their anniversary week and they released some fire. So I was fortunate enough to get some cans from a couple ridiculously rad folks. And this beer comes courtesy of my man Travis. I appreciate you, sir. This is Emperor Julius. And I was trying to figure out what the difference between a king and an emperor was, because I thought they were basically the same thing, but from what I can gather, we're having emperor talk right now. A king is a ruler by birth, and an emperor is a ruler by conquest. Is that right? Does anybody know? You guys know the difference between a king and an emperor? This is a per the label 8.8% alcohol by volume, double IPA. I think this is the imperial version of King Julius. I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't know. There's so many versions of these beers now. So, I mean, this isn't a double dry hop version because there's already King Julius. I think it's the imperial version of King Julius, which is the imperial version of Julius. So, this is the. We're not even gonna try and figure it out. It doesn't matter. What does it say? Be good to each other. This was canned on June 24th, so today is July 2nd, so we are just over a week in the can. Not gonna lie, I've heard mixed things about this beer. Some people said it was ridiculously awesome. Some people said it's overly bitter, aggressive. So I kind of was gonna let this sit, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just drink it fresh. It's the only can that I have, so if we don't like it, that's just the way it goes. I just had Juice Machine, and that beer was awesome. And that beer also came with mixed reviews. So I guess I lucked out with my can of that. So into the Treehouse glassware we go, because you guys know beer tastes better out of proper glassware. It's a real thing. I'm tired of saying it and people not believing me. We just washed this glass out and there's all kinds of bubbles. Yay us. I mean, I can tell you just from sitting right here, I can smell this beer. I love the orange and black label, by the way, of this. It's awesome. But this beer looks just like I remember Julius looking. It's that deep, like burnt orange, super hazy. I mean, there's no light getting through that at all. It's an off-white head. It's kind of sudsy. There's some bigger bubbles like in the middle of that, but it's pretty tight compact at the bottom of that. But on the top, they're kind of like poppy. It looks awesome in that proper glassware. This glass is elegant AF. I think this glass kind of deserves to have Emperor Julius poured into it. Julius, I mean, one of my favorite Treehouse beers of all time. I absolutely love that beer. And I remember I was in Munson in 2016, the weekend before they released King Julius for the first time. And I got cans of Julius and Haze, and I remember drinking same day Julius in a can, and it was just absolutely mind blowing. It was so good. And then King Julius came out that following weekend. And I had that, and it was life changing. So you know what? Listen, I have high hopes for this beer. So let's shove our fat nose in this one, see what it's got. I mean, it smells like Julius to me. It's just loads and loads of overripe orange. But much like Juice Machine, I don't know why I expect these beers to just have ridiculous noses on them. This beer smells good. It's not crazy explosive. But maybe it's funny. We keep talking about like, when's Treehouse going to get back to Treehouse all the time? Maybe like Treehouse used to have that soft, just awesome nose. And these days everyone is just amping everything up to 100. And this is what these beers used to smell like. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just my nose has changed just from smelling different like iterations of hazy beers over the last 5 years. But yeah, it's soft. It's orange juice. It's got that kind of yeasty Treehouse thing. And this, much like Juice Machine, it's got this cool, I mean, they always say in their descriptors like sorbet. I don't eat sorbet, but it reminds me of like vanilla ice cream being poured into beer. It's like candied, like, think of if there was like, if Hershey's made like an orange syrup instead of chocolate syrup. Remember how Hershey's used to make strawberry syrup? Anybody drank strawberry milk when they were a kid? I used to drink that all the time. If Hershey's were to make like an orange syrup to put into milk, to make like orange milk, that's, I think, what it would smell like. It's got that 50-50 bar thing. It smells good. Let's go and taste it. Travis, cheers. Thanks, bro. delicious. This beer has some bite to it though, and I like that. I talk about it all the time. If you guys watch any of my reviews, I am one of the biggest Monkish fanboys of all time. And their double dry hopped and triple dry hop versions of beer are crazy. They're intensely aggressive. They bite into your tongue. They're hoppy. They're super fucking hoppy. And this is that. It's not over the top though. I've had some. Did I have a can of Julius a couple months ago that gave off like that burnt rubber asphalt thing that was just way too much? This gets aggressive in my opinion. If you were to give this to me blind, I would never guess this was a Treehouse beer just because of the aggression from the hops. It is. It's aggressively hoppy, and there's a bitterness that just sits on your tongue and lingers. I'm thinking right now, people who have been checking this beer in on the East Coast that are used to drinking Treehouse aren't used to this in Treehouse beers. Because like I said, if you gave this to me blind, I would never guess this is a Treehouse beer. No way. It's way too aggressive, way too hoppy, way too bitter for it to be a Treehouse beer. That being said, that's what I like. I like hazy beers these days that are of the West Coast variety, which Monkish kind of brought to the table, in my opinion. So that part of this beer, I love. I will say the aroma is soft, super juicy, very citrus forward. The taste doesn't have as much as the citrus flavor as the nose, and I think it's because that aggressive bitterness from the hops is kind of getting in the way. I mean, you're definitely getting that orange. I think the aggression even gives off like a bit of a mango vibe. If you guys have ever had like a beer, an IPA that's like aged on mango, it gives off like that peppery thing. This has a little bit of that peppery bite, which would make your brain lean towards mango. There's definite citrus, orange, but you're smelling like that yeasty bubblegummy thing. You don't get that on the taste. And that kind of vanilla sorbet thing that you smell, I think is lost because it's just aggressive, bitter, hoppy. And it's lingered on my tongue the entire time. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I think there's really not much else to say about it. I mean, this beer's good. I liked Juice Machine much more than this beer because it was, I think the fruits that they wanted in that beer shined a little bit more because it wasn't anywhere near hoppy and bitter and aggressive as this beer is. It's funny because I like that part of this beer, but it's not allowing the things that you're smelling in the aroma to kind of come through in the taste, in my opinion. It's not crazy orange forward. It's not crazy juicy. It's not crazy citrus. Like I said, that yeasty bubblegummy thing that you smell, it's not forward. And you're not getting like a lot of that vanilla sorbet that you smell. You're getting those things, but they're being overpowered by the aggressive hops in this beer. So, yeah, that's just how I feel about this beer. Again, beer like this, super hyped, low limits. I mean, am I disappointed? No, I didn't know what to expect with this beer. I mean, I'll gladly finish this can. It's a good beer. It's just, I guess for me, I think I'd rather drink like King Julius or, Julius, those beers that just kind of are the ones that are just like dialed back a little bit. I don't know if it's the ABV. Maybe there's some like, it's not booze that I'm tasting. This is a long rambling review, sorry. But there's a sweetness there. But yeah, it's super pithy, super hoppy, super aggressive, really, really bitter. So it just doesn't taste like a Treehouse beer to me, which is not a bad thing. It's just, I think that's why maybe some people were disappointed in it. Maybe, I don't know if disappointment's the right word. I don't know how people felt. Maybe they're not giving it that high of a rating on Untappd, like that matters. But yeah, I think I would rather drink Julius probably instead of this, just because Julius is much more forward with the citrus and the orange and that sorbet thing. I mean, a little bit lower ABV. This is almost 9%. So, yeah, I mean, we'll leave it at that. I don't want to sound disappointed in this beer because, like I said, I had no expectations. I was excited to drink it. I mean, I'm stoked that I get to drink this. I'm stoked that Travis shared this. I want to talk to him about this too, so I'm gonna message him on the side when I'm done uploading this. But I mean, we'll leave it at that. It's a really good double IPA. Is this anything I would like trade everything for? No. I mean, I would drink Monkish that I have in my fridge before trading for that, or before trading for this beer, just because people are asking so much for this. But I mean, overall, it's a good double IPA. Just not something that I want to take my pants off and run around the garage about. So I'll leave it at that. So yeah, that's Emperor Julius from Treehouse, Charlton, Massachusetts. If you guys had it, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Maybe your can was different. I know, like I said, with my Jija Juice Machine can, there was people that said their can didn't taste anything like mine. So I'm sure I will get people saying that their can was way better than this, and I'm an idiot, and that's fine. Your can tasted how it tasted. My can tasted how it tasted. That's the fun part about beer. So that is it. Sorry for a long review, and sorry for rambling. But like I said, if you've had this beer, let's talk about it. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. See you very soon. Cheers.
Thank you for coming behind the bar, in the arcade, all that shit.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.